If you ask me, rotate my teeth, my thing. Told you. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I didn't mean to do my hair, because one thing that I don't really like is when someone gets on Facebook to do a live and they start combing their hair. So I apologize for that. But what happened was my iPad, as I said before, is now always, not always, but a lot of times when I get online with my iPad to be the long way, it makes me change it. But so I got it all together, and today I sat down, so it's telling me to do that. But today is Sunday, and a lot of people are out. I'm not out, but I'm going to go out after this. But I want to talk to you guys today about guilt. There are so many emotions, but the first one I want to discuss is guilt. And what I thought about this because I got an email, well, I found a post written by this guy that is in Argentina, but he's a psychotherapist too. That's my former gig. Now I'm a psychotherapist, but now I work as a life coach. But he's a psychotherapist and he talks about emotions. And he says emotional sins. But sins only means, the word sin just means mistake. It's nothing religious. It means mistake. So it means emotional mistakes. And I have this new thing that it's not new, but the fact is, on my Facebook page it says mistakes can become miracles, and they can. So emotional sins are emotional mistakes, and that means you are allowing your emotions to take over you. I talk about this all the time. I always say you have control of your emotions, and you do. The reason why you don't, when you don't have them or don't take the control, is because you don't want to have control. But having control over your emotion just means when you feel that emotion coming to you, and make a decision to have a different one. Anyway, let's talk about guilt. Do you have guilt over anything? And if you do, when did you start realizing that you felt guilty about anything? I bet you weren't born with guilt, not with that emotion. I think the emotions happiness and joy we're born with, and curiosity, but not guilt. You learned guilt from your caretaker or someone that had control over you and your if there was an influencer over your life when you were a kid, gave you guilt. And it's not a positive emotion. It's not anything good, in my opinion. There's no way that guilt can work for you, in my opinion. It doesn't work for you. So I want you to ask yourself, if you feel any kind of guilt, what does guilt, hey Penny, and thank you for that heart. If you have any kind of guilt, what does guilt do for you? How does guilt serve you? Ask yourself that. I'm not asking you that, and I'm not judging you, but I would like you to be happy as you can be, because that's our birthright, joy and happiness and fun and abundance in any way we can get it. So are you guilty of anything? Do you feel guilt, and why? Then you ask yourself, what are you feeling guilty about? And when I ask you if it's serving you, and you ask yourself if guilt is serving you, and if it's not serving you means, is it giving anything good for you? Is it bringing you the best part of who you are? Is it connecting you with the better part of you? Is it making you do something great? Guilt makes people feel really bad and unworthy and bad about themselves. And when you feel bad about who you are, you're not loving yourself, and you're not feeling worthy. And you are worthy just because you can breathe. Because you are created, you're worthy. When the universe said, oh, here's Penny, here's Latifah, here's Joni, here's someone, you are worthy. When you were born and came out crying and started to breathe, I'm sorry, hairs on my face. When you were born worthy. It doesn't matter what you do, what you have or don't have, because you are alive on this planet. You're worthy. All of us are. You're worthy, and you are enough. So this whole guilt thing, you feel guilty. Why are you feeling guilty? Who gave you that emotion? Where did it come from? Ask yourself, why do I feel guilty, and when did I start feeling guilty? How old was I, or how young was I when I had my first feeling of guilt? I don't know if I feel guilty. And as a kid, I get in trouble because I voiced my opinion. I have my own mind. And my mama says, "You're so disrespectful." I go, "No, I'm not. I'm just asking a question. I'm just giving you my opinion. I totally respect you. I love you, but that's not the truth, and I don't feel bad about it." So not feeling guilty doesn't mean you don't have any feelings about something. You don't feel bad about something that you've done wrong, but you have to forgive yourself. And guilt is something you want to carry around with you. It just eats your insides up. So this is not going to be a long post today, but I always, always, always want you to feel good. And I know in our lives, because life does its thing and it has ebbs and flows. It just goes up and down like that. It's always something for even the people with everything, we think they have everything, they still have a life that goes to the ebbs and flows. That's just how it goes. We're here to always grow and learn and expand. And sometimes expansion, we feel like little, but we always expand, meaning we always learn and grow from whatever we experience. But the guilt story, let's get rid of it. If you feel any kind of guilt, ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Where did that come from? I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to make it dissipate. What happens is, with an emotion that you have, except for the good ones, you keep looking, even the good ones, you keep looking at the same emotion, and that just makes it grow bigger and bigger and bigger. I tell you that all the time. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So you feel guilty, and you think more about the guilt, and you get more, you feel more guilty, more about the guilt, less self-worth, more about the guilt, less self-love, more about the guilt, you're not worthy. Okay, let's just cut it out. Let's just stop it. You can control your emotions. So, you see, emotional sins mean emotional mistakes. The mistake you're making is that you are choosing to feel guilty or any other negative emotion. So the miracle, remember, mistakes can become miracles. The miracle you're going to make now is turn that guilt into something productive. You're not guilty anymore. Whatever the guilt was about, make that topic something that works for you. Make it make you better, not bitter. Make that guilt work for you. So you're not guilty, but whatever the topic was that you feel bad about, that's feeling guilty when you feel bad about something. You start blaming yourself. That's guilt. You are not to blame. You have to forgive yourself because you got to keep it moving. This day and this moment is all you have. So something happened, you made a mistake, whatever, apologize, forgive yourself, or to the other person, forgive everybody, keep it moving, because we never can tell when it's time to drop the mic. And I know that sounds crazy, but it might be time to drop the mic, right? Are you ready for that? No, nobody ever is. So the whole guilt thing, leave it alone, get rid of it, make something work for you. Whatever the mistake you've made, keep going forward. You can't live in that mistake. It's done. It's done. The time has passed. You can walk past it. Just think about this, though. It's just like if you get up in the morning and you go have coffee, okay, or tea. You had the coffee and tea, that hour, that 15 minutes, whatever it is, that's done. You can't go back. Don't bring it with you. Put the cup down. It's over. Put the cup down and do something else. That might be a bad analogy, but it's over. We hold on things too long, especially when they're negative for us. We can't let it go. So a whole thing about guilt, I just thought about that because I read this long article, and every day I'm having another. Tomorrow's gonna be fear, because the whole guilt thing, let go of it. It just eats you up, and you're so beautiful, and you're so worthy, and you're so. I want you to love yourself so much, because you so deserve that. Well, when you feel guilty about things that happened in the past or that you've done, even yesterday, to hold onto that guilt, that means you don't love yourself. And letting go of the guilt does not mean you don't care about what happened and you don't want to rectify that. It just means that you love yourself so much, you're not going to feel guilty about it. I hope this is a gift to you, that you decide not to feel guilty because it's not working for you. It doesn't work for any of us. So ask yourself, how is this guilt serving me? And it's not serving you. So turn that mistake into a miracle. And also, I'm thinking about having a Facebook group called Mistakes Can Become Miracles. If you think it's a good name for a Facebook group, please just say yes in this something. Give me a comment and tell me it will, because that's my thought. That's my thought. Okay, so anyway, forget the guilt, lose it, start fresh, love yourself today. You're worthy, you are enough, you are everything. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Don't forget, the group name, if it's a good name for a Facebook group that I'm going to have, think about having, let me know. Say yes, a good name, or no. Bye.